Shalom, 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 alaikum, Yasharal, and much love to the Gentiles that are following after Yah's righteousness. All right, we are back with another Mocha Modesty podcast episode. I am your host, King Brittany Chanel. A king is a descendant and a ruler of a divine people. That divine people being Yasharal. And if you follow after Torah, you guys know that if you are a descendant of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, if we are found worthy, will reign alongside Yehoshua HaMashiach, okay? The anointed one, our salvation, okay? Yah, who is the King of Kings. I always announce my Father before I announce myself. Now let's get into the video. For those who don't have it straight, it's straight now. Now, I have been telling y'all about, they done put a new term on this, right? They done called it hair dysmorphia. I have been telling y'all, has not KB been telling y'all? See, it's been a lot of ladies that have been circulating my videos on TikTok. So all praises to Yahweh that the word is going forth, where I've been bringing attention to this stuff, because a lot of women, they'll call me like a hotep and all this other stuff, because these women they follow beauty rituals. So they don't want you to touch the fact that they follow these beauty rituals. Listen, like I said, I'm not here to judge and condemn women that are, practicing this stuff, but I feel like you need to know the origins of this stuff, or why you're doing certain stuff, the mindset behind why you're doing some of this stuff. And a lot of this stuff, if you read the book of Enoch, it talks about how Azazel gave some of this stuff, or showed mankind or man how to do this stuff, like rouging of the lips, eye painting for seduction, coloring of the hair, all of that stuff, man, and how it causes demonic influence over your vessel. The Most High, he didn't make no mistakes when it came to your vessel. So if he gives you the breath of life, right? He breathes the breath of life in you, meaning that you are his word made manifest in the flesh. We are not to add or subtract to the word of Elohim. Now let's get into it. Now, shout out to Stop Playing with Trey for putting up the TikTok debate, mentally unstable women wear fake hair. Now, I'm not calling anybody mentally unstable and stuff like that. I don't get into all of that. That's for a psychologist, that thoroughly knows how to read the DSM-5 to do. Okay? That's not for me to do. So what I will say is, spiritually, there's a lot going on, or reasoning for why women experience demonic influence from doing some of these beauty rituals and practices. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look at my video, The Truth About Wearing Weave and The Truth About Makeup, and you'll understand what I'm we want to understand what I'm saying. So they're about to talk about, it's a young lady that's called in, because she is making so much sense talking to this brother on the screen.
My standpoint is, I think white women should be able to wear braids or corals or anything. I think this only angers a lot of black women, because white women feel comfortable wearing a style that they won't wear in their own natural hair. Yes, think about it. They want to look like Becky and act black. But when I see a weave, most of the time when I see a black woman wearing a weave, regardless of the color, I see somebody who's mentally unstable.
Now let me chime in on what the sister said. There's a lot of melanated women that will make the excuse that they're doing a lot of this stuff as a protective style. Yah didn't need you to be the protection of your hair. What he needed you to do is for you to learn how to properly care for what he gave you. right? So a lot of them complain, like it was a lady that said, oh, well, some of us don't grow long hair and the rest of this stuff. The Most High will bless you with more when you show him that you're capable of caring for what he has given you. You see how ungrateful some of these sisters are with their thought process. So, and a lot of this has to do with Hasatan, right? Hasatan, just like how he came to our grandmother Chawa in the garden, and he bamboozled her and grandfather Adam when he came, promising them that all of this, that they could be gods and increase their divinity and all this other stuff, right? And the Most High had to show them, look at this ugly, abominable thing that you went listening to. I take care of you. The father said he take care of you. I'm the one who stopped him from throwing a rock on you. I'm the one who stopped them from being able to take you out totally. But you listen to him, but don't listen to me. Our people struggle because they're disobedient. Our people get bamboozled because they're disobedient. When a lot of them gonna wake up and realize that this is the same trick of the enemy that he tried on our grandparents in the garden? When are they going to realize this? It's women putting on these accursed wigs and weaves. Some of these women is sacrificing to other deities. The most important rule, the pertinent rule is, thou shalt not have any other gods before me. Y'all call him God. We call him Yahweh, the Most High Yah, the Supreme One. All praises. Now, let's get back to it. So, your head, the very top of your head is your crown, the glory, right? So, why would you want somebody else's phenotype on top of your head? But you say that you're confident in yourself. You say you don't want to be like these other women. But it don't come to that when it comes to the fact that you love putting on straight hair, even though you will never grow straight hair out your scalp. You love frying your antennas. Your antenna, aka your hair, is there for you to feel out the environment, to see if shady stuff going on. That's why a lot of y'all don't have discernment, because you keep frying your antenna. You keep putting chemicals on top of the antenna. This is why you can't pick up on that demonic man that's coming around you. This is why you can't pick up on them fake friends that's coming around you, because it's the wires is crossed. Now, I'm not saying mentally unstable, because we not in a position of doctorship to be qualified to say that. We're going to leave that to the Most High to expose the rest of that.
Like, if you think about it, why would you say, well, we don't want to look white, we don't like white people, but you want to wear the same grade of hair? You want to say, well, it's cultural appropriation, but you're wearing hair that's coming from East Asian women who...
Exactly. Those other Japheth and those other type of folks, you don't have hair to naturally grow out your head like that, right? The Most High made you in his image. So if he got hair like wool, what animal has hair like wool? A sheep. Sheeps have that wool, curly kind of, coily hair. That's how it was naturally meant for you to have that on your hair. Why not learn about your own biologics, your own genetics, your own DNA, right? Even when it comes to how you eat. See, this is the dangers of we're all the same and all this, this love stuff, because we are made different for a reason. There are certain things that other people do that we're not able to do, or vice versa, that our bodies and stuff prosper when we eat a certain way. Them other folks, they may have to eat a certain way that's different from you for them to prosper. We have got to stop, this stuff that we get into where we're not being honest about why we're doing this stuff. Just say, bro, we went through over 400 years of involuntary servitude where everything about you reminded them of Yahweh Shai, and they wanted to cut you off from being a people. That means that they were so mad with you, they was spiting, cutting off noses off of statues. They didn't want to see nothing that resembled you because they hate the Father. And they just need to be honest about it. You were naturally in the earth. Melanin, wool, brown eyes. You were naturally in the earth. You know, in the Bible, when it talks about blonde hair, blue eyes, and the rest of that stuff, even when Noah was born, they said his father was like, are you one of the children of the angels? I ain't gonna get into that in this video. Let's go.
Sometimes shave it off for cultural reasons. Sometimes they shave it off because they need money. Even if you're wearing synthetic, it's something wrong, and I don't think it makes Black women look any better. You can see the lumps under their weave. You can see the hair. It looks like their hair is sitting like 8 miles on top of their scalp, or you see these bumps to the side like the edge of a table. And then
listen, she's describing that some of these ladies are getting hair from women that do sacrificial stuff in their cultures. Also, a lot of these women are not really realizing they're getting some of this hair off of people that have gone on to the glory, that's unalived. They're getting this hair from drain sewers, right? They're getting this, like, they don't have a clue where they're getting this hair from. And not to mention the bugs and stuff. Y'all, I remember, y'all, back when I used to wear weave. The ponytail, I had got a weave ponytail. When the ponytail had got to me, y'all, I opened up the box. I didn't take it out the box. I saw a bug on the weave ponytail, bro. I fully got a refund. I didn't even bring the box inside the crib. That's how disturbed I was. Threw it straight in the trash. This was back when I was wearing weave, before the Most High delivered me from wearing weave. And then the last of it was the braids, because that was a struggle for me, because I'm like, oh, I love my braids. But it's like we protective style so much to run from our actual identity. It's really an identity crisis going on that a lot of these women don't want to acknowledge that they're going through. And if you are a man and you have a wife or somebody that you're courting and you really care about them, talk to them. If you have a wife or a daughter, girlfriend, which you really shouldn't even have no girlfriends. We don't do that in the kingdom of the Most High. It's either she your wife or she your sister in Christ. That's it. Now, encourage them that you appreciate them for them, because y'all don't understand how much these women, the pressures that have been put on them about jobs, the workplace, laws that were passed literally to not show up, everything but to show up as a daughter of Zion.
And they take it off. They look in the mirror and they say, ew, I look ugly. One of the girls earlier, she came up and she said, well, you know, not everybody can rock a cornrow look. That's very wrong, because if white women do it and they...
Ma'am, there's other natural hairstyles if you don't want to wear a cornrow look, right? So there's other natural hairstyles that you could wear even if you don't like cornrows. Honey, they got bantu knots, twists, all kind of stuff, locks, all kind of stuff, right? If you don't want to wear a cornrow look. And there's so many different styles of, cornrows, that if you don't want them straight back joints, you could do. Now listen, I'm very cautious with braids, because like the lady on the screen is saying, those braids could take your hair out too. So when you are protective styling, you have to make sure you're being honest with yourself and listening to what the ruach and what is your vessel is saying that you need to do. Because a lot of times the Father have your body with signs and signals saying it's time to do something different.
Do it so well that black women get enraged because they realize they're ashamed of their blackness. They might not be insecure, but they're ashamed of their blackness. There's nothing wrong with their hair. I wear an afro, I have 4C hair, and guess what? Women talking about, well, it takes a long time for us to do our hair. It takes me less than 20 minutes.
I'm gonna have to stop that. They'll spend a whole day bleaching knots on a lace front wig, powder, cream, shaving off their edges for the gluing a wig cap down. Talk about it's the ball cap method. Sleeping, crying to the point where they're crying because they gotta tie that wig band down. Talk about, oh, do it look like it's coming out the scalp? No, it don't look natural. Nobody believes that you have straight hair coming out your scalp. We all know what melanated hair looks like, because I'm not with that black stuff. Because if you look up the etymology of words, I choose my words very carefully when I'm speaking, because words really have meanings. Words cast spells. That's a whole different video though.
To detangle my hair, I 4C hair. I don't use any heat on it. I use a spray ball and some Redken leave-in. I twist my hair up.
The reason why it takes you such little time is because you regularly take care of your hair. These guys, they wear wigs 24/7, and then a month later they go to redo their hair, and then they're like, "Oh, it takes all day." Of course, it's going to take all day if you haven't done your hair in about 2 months.
Right, because you have not washed it, you have not clipped your ends, so the comb and stuff is getting stuck with all the dead shed hair is coming out. Like, some people need to be honest. Like, some of this stuff is not actually protective styles, because even if you did want to do a protective style, you could very much plan that out where it's not really doing any harm to your edges and other things, and you're actually washing and caring for your hair the way it needs to be done. But a lot of them wear wigs and they neglect their hair underneath to the point where they going bald in the front, all kind of stuff.
Yes, I see these black women jumping in the shower on some of these videos talking about, let's wash my weave with me, and it's still on their head. And they don't realize the damage they're doing to the real precious hair under their scalp. That hair is put there genetically for a reason. And then I hear black women talk about, well, you know what? We've got black women that grow straight hair. No, we might have, what are those?
And let me stop them with that right there. If you are from the certain tribe, chances are you're not going to have something that is generally recessive. If I'm really being honest with you, this is people that's suffering from hair dysmorphia type stuff, where they're really not comfortable. It's like everything else, but it's almost like those girls that they pick foundations that's 3, 4, 5 shades lighter than their skin tone, talking about their contouring and, you know, all this extra stuff. But it's like, sis, you really just, that's neither here nor there. I ain't even about to go down that, what they doing with that. But it's kind of reminding me of the skin bleachers with that. Washing your hair, the fake hair, in the shower so that you could kind of replicate those other type of women when they wet that hair. You know what I'm saying?
Ethiopians, and they have curly fine hair. Right. It's not genetically straight. And anybody who's of dark skin, that straight hair is like in the top 1%. That is not the norm for the average black woman here in America. Because let me tell you something. If something were to happen where they took a lot of those weaves and wigs off the market and black women could not wear that hair, they would look at themselves and they would say, I'm ugly. What can I do? How can I hide this? How can I hide this? If you really thought you were beautiful, why do you feel the need to wear it? They wear it like an...
I'm going to tell you, that's getting ready to happen. What y'all think about to happen with inflation and the rest of this stuff going on? You think that it's not about to happen? Where if they can't bring that stuff in, right? It's folks gonna have to be making choices between food and a lot of different stuff. And certainly a $1,000, $900 unit is not gonna be at the top priority when you gotta eat, right?
Epidemic. That's a costume. We get twisted over white women wearing cornrows because it makes black women kind of confront themselves. They don't want to come to the realization that they don't really like themselves. And I notice a lot of them have a very bad attitude problem. They can't speak. They can't put their thoughts coherently together. It's like wearing that weave is doing something to their head. I'm not religious, but
That don't have nothing to do with being religious. Y'all know I've been speaking about that, them wigs causing demonic influence, causing you to have a nasty attitude. You notice they start, I told you, anytime you see them and they got that wig on and they got haughty kind of confidence, they swaying back and forth. That's that siren spirit, the influence of that. But people think that that's normal for people to be flamboyant and stuff like that. No, that stuff happens from the Queen programming. Y'all know Queen is a harsh woman, a hussy, a shrew, according to the etymology of that. Why you think they call certain people queens when they're dressing up in these fashions?
Spiritual, for the lack of better words, on a spiritual level, they're doing something to their soul and their mind when they put that on top of their real hair.
And it's crazy that you say.
So I want to speak on that. They're thinking, listen, Hasatan was a very beautiful cherub originally, right? When he got beside himself, he became an abomination to the Most High, right? Also his appearance. So the biggest thing Hasatan want to convince you is that the pure state that the Father created you in was not good enough. You need to corrupt the image of Yah so that you could be more beautiful. And it's actually having a counterproductive result. That's what I want to say. When you do that in the spirit realm, you thinking, oh, you putting on red lipstick in the natural is doing something in the spirit. It's making you look ugly in the spirit realm. You waiting on that husband. You can't find a husband because the Most High is looking at you like you're not ready. You're repulsing him by even coming to him in some of these wares that he finds as an abomination. Can you imagine? He's looking at his creation that he gave woolly hair and they got somebody else hair on. Not to mention, I already told y'all in the last video when I was talking about Travis Hunter that the Father told you not to intermarry with them. So imagine the infraction of you taking on the phenotype of other nations that he told you not to do. Right? He told you not to do. He told you not to learn the ways of the other nations of people because he had a standard for his children.
That because when we go out to film in public, the women that we film that are wearing their natural hair, they have such a peaceful vibe. They're always nice. But the women that are wearing the wigs and the fake Kennecolon hair and all of this, those are the ones that make the viral moments because they get so upset because I asked a simple question.
That's because they don't want to verbally admit to themselves that they think they're ugly. And that is a thing that a lot
of them feel that way. Like a lot of them feel like their forehead is bigger because they putting that wig all the way down to their eyebrows. A lot of them feel like they cover their face when they don't have them lashes on, not realizing that they actually a lot of the times look better than they think they do with that stuff on.
Look at your shadow and do a lot of shadow work. Because when you look at history and you have the Tignon, I believe it's called the Tignon law, where black women were forced to cover their hair. Our hair was competition. Our natural so-called nappy, kinky hair was competition to white women.
Now, I want to point that out. The Most High allowed the Tignon law not only because it made Gentile women jealous of the melanated women's hair, was because he was tired of the daughters of Zion using their hair to seduce men, right? So your hair is a form of intimacy, right? You notice in movies when women are about to be sensual, they take down their hair. What did Jezebel do? She took down her hair. They shake it out because that's typically a bedroom type of thing where your husband would be seeing your hair. Hair can make men lust depending on how you have it styled. So if you're styling it to get a bunch of attention, this is what angered the Most High about that. And he had them come out with the playinn law where cover your head. The covering of your head, because we had veils initially before we went into slavery. The covering of your head was put there to keep you from attracting demonic entities to you. Because the fallen ones, they was attracted to the daughters of man. The daughters of man was doing all this stuff, painting their eyelids, the extravagant hair, putting gold and stuff in their hair to seduce men, and pearls and all this extra stuff they was putting in their hair to seduce men. And the father was fed up with it. He was fed up because the backdrop is not that he didn't want, women to enjoy their hair or to look nice. The backstory is that when it's to seduce, anything to seduce is witchcraft and manipulation, and the father is not going to tolerate it. What are your thoughts on this? I am interested in looking at the rest of this whole video because it's definitely dropping gems. They definitely made a lot of great points. And I will see y'all soon on the next video.